2014 Jeep Compass. Customer complaint is no crank, no start. It's coming from another shop. Another mobile technician reached out to me. Him and his team looked into it. I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. As far as the parts canon goes, I think they replaced the fuse box. They replaced the relays and the relay box that is next to the left headlight. So let's verify the customer complaint. Okay, key on, no crank, check engine light is on. So let's scan the vehicle for codes and see what we have. Okay, so these are the two codes that we got: serial communication link and ASD main sense circuit. Question is, can this cause no crank, no start? This will definitely cause the vehicle not to start, but it will let you crank the car. You will have the crank, but other circuits not going to come on with it. With this serial communication, I think what's happening right now, when you turn the key in the crank position, it does not want to start. So let's so these are two separate problems. Which one do you tackle first? Do you tackle this one first or that one? So I think the first thing we should do, look into the serial communication, and then once we figure that out, then we'll figure this ASD out as well. Okay, so description says serial communication link. For complete wiring diagram, refer to diagram, and it walks you through the steps what to do. And let's see, we did all of that. I did clear the codes, came back, it says start and let the engine allow to operate temperature, but in our case we can't even do that. So we'll go under yes. Okay, then it tells you using wiring diagram, check the powertrain wiring connection, all that stuff. Okay, so let's look into the ASD relay code. Okay, so looking at the fault code P0688 ASD relay control sense. So this is a TIPM module, and let's see, and this is the ASD relay there. So power comes from this fuse right here, and PCM supplies the ground. Once this relay is closed, then this relay feeds power to this fuse. So let's see if you get the well, since there's no crank, no start, I'm not sure if this will work or not. So let's look at the network part of the let's look at the serial communication first, see what kind of signal we're getting. First figure that out, and then we can we can go into this, because I know if this fault is triggered, you will still have crank but no start, because if that relay feeds other fuses as well too, like ignition coils and injectors. This will definitely, if ECM is at fault, it's definitely not going to let you crank or start. So let me go back and see what the other codes are. So TCM has code. See what it says. Okay, implausible data received from PCM. Okay, one is that. So let's go ABS. See what ABS is fussing about. Read codes. Oh, battery too low. Okay, so let's see what we have. Gateway. Again, some of the faults may be triggered by them messing with the relays and all that stuff. So let's see what. Okay, rear fog lamp, And then message me lost communication with, yeah. What else we need? Okay. So, let's see, steering angle, no fault, final drive. Let's see what final drive is talking about. Read codes. Okay, again, this is saying the same thing. No data from PCM or implausible data. So let's look at the CAN topology. Okay, so these are the modules involved in the CAN system, and this is a layout of it. So this is a PCM ABS module. Let's see, that's a TIPM connector, TCM, then there's DLC, all-wheel drive, and steering wheel column. Okay, so let's hook up a breakout box, and let's look at our voltages via scope, or with the scope, see what we're looking at, see if we have any good if we have any corrupt data coming through it. So let me set up my scope. Okay, so here's the setup. Got my ohm meter there, a scope here, and the breakout box. So let me check the integrity of the circuit, see if I have a 60 ohm total value of the resistance, resistors value in parallel. It should be 60 because each there are two 120 ohm resistors in the circuit. When you put them in parallel, you should get 60 ohms, and that tells you the integrity of the CAN system. But I think CAN is good because I'm getting communication with everything. It's just a data is implausible. It's a corrupt data that system receiving. So we'll just check the ohm values anyways. Okay, so let's see. So my breakout box hooked up to DLC. So we're gonna look for CAN high and CAN low. CAN high and CAN low. Let's put our leads here. And we should have, yep, we should have 60 ohms. And 61.2, 61.3, yep. So as I said, I think the CAN system is fine. It's just data is being corrupted. So let me put the batteries disconnected right now. So I'm gonna put the battery back on, and we'll look for we'll scope the signal out, see what it looks like. Okay, so the key's on yellow channel 1. It's gonna be CAN high. Green is gonna be green is gonna be my CAN low signal, and hooked up to the chassis ground. This is the data we're looking at. Let's see, decrease my time base. Still 1 millisecond. Okay, and maybe you can decrease the voltage. Let's do 5. Okay, let's do 5 here as well. Come on. So I don't think this is, the data does not look right. Decrease the time base. Yeah. So let me pause that. Okay. You see this area right here? That does not look right. Same thing here. Let's go right over here to let's measure our voltages. I think our voltages are fine. So cursor 2, let's move the cursor 2. So both start off with 2.5 volts, and then if you look at a cursor 1, it goes to 3.5 and the other one goes down to 1.6. So voltages are okay. There's no issue with that. Let's see, let's play that again. Yeah. Just I don't like that the first segment of the packet. Pause that. See, this is just corrupt data. So let's go by our topology and see what's the easiest way to eliminate the modules. Yeah. So ECM is the easiest to get to. So is the TIPM and the ABS. But if we look at the wiring schematic here, let's see, where is it? It's the location. So this is a CAN C bus system, and this is our DLC. This is where we tapped into CAN high, CAN low, and these two coming from CAN high, CAN low comes from the TIPM. So since they're fussing about the ECM, the multiple modules, right? So I think it would be best to go to ECM and disconnect it and see if we get better data package. So let's try that. Let's try disconnect the PCM since it's right on top. Right here, it's the ECM. So let me disconnect that. Let me turn the key off and we'll disconnect that, and we'll watch our scope pattern, see how it looks. Okay, so the ECM is disconnected. Let's turn the key on. Voltages are down. We still have the so we still have the issue with the packet. Is that what it looks like? I don't have the good known, but this certainly doesn't look right. Pause that. This certainly doesn't look right. Let's see, what can we do next? Disconnect the TIPM. Maybe you can disconnect the TIPM and see what the signal looks like. Actually, instead of disconnecting the TIPM, let's tap into the PCM CAN high, CAN low, and see what the signal looks like over there. Okay, so hooked up to PCM CAN high and CAN low. It's that connector right there. This is a brown connector and this is a gray connector. So gray connector, that's where the CAN C wires are at. And look at our signal. So different than the DLC. So one thing doesn't make sense. Is the TIPM causing the corrupt data or the ECM is? But the fact is, two other modules fussing about ECM. I think something's going on with the ECM. As far as the power and ground goes, I think they're fine, because otherwise we won't be able to communicate with that, with the module. So let me just do wiggle right here, see if anything changes. Okay, nothing is changing. Okay, oh, let's see if I pause that and go back to what just happened here. See this? Okay, go back. See that? Yep, you see this? Wonder what the voltage level is over here. So let's add our cursors. Okay. So let's move the cursor number 2. Starting with, okay. And let's see what it reads here. 1.6, 3.5. Okay. Let's see what our cursor number 1 is doing. Come on. Let's do cursor number 1. Okay. Starts out with that. And let's move our 2.4, 2.3. So why is let me make sense out of this. Okay, so my hunch is, if you look at cursor number 2, can high goes all the way to 3.5, starts off with 2.5 to 3.5, and can low starts off with 2.5, goes down to 1.6. Now if you look at this area right here, cursor number 1, can high goes up to 3.5 volts, but can low goes all the way to 1.2, goes all the way down to 1.2 volt. So this is not right. It shouldn't go that low to 1.2. Let's play this in. Okay, so this is not me not wiggling wires. See, it did it again. Pause that. Let's go back. I think it's right there. Yeah, I don't like this. See the difference? Not only that, let me point this out. Come on. Yeah, just the data does not look right. Because this is fine and this is not. Like, look at the width of these packets. As if like someone has flipped the waveform over. Zoom in more. See what I'm talking about? This, and this tower, So I think something's going on PCM. Let me disconnect the PCM, see what the data looks like. Okay, with PCM disconnected, let's watch our data packets. Okay, let's pause it. Let's review that. Let's go back here. Okay. Okay. And notice they're very far apart as well too. The communication. Let's keep going here. Let's go towards the end. Nope. I wish it had a zoom in feature. Scope does not have that. Let's go forward, there. Let's back out of this. So this is where the curb data was. And come on. See this? Doesn't make sense. So I think ECM just sending out bad data. Now this was when ECM was disconnected. Look at that, it's very consistent. There it goes again. This is a segment that's disconnected. Let's see. Okay. Let me exit out the scope and start out all over with this thing disconnected. So let's go by the scope for channel. Okay. Let's pause it. So let's review it. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. So yep. So I think if you can see the spikes over here too. So according to this code P0600, they're focusing on ECM. So let me just check that connector that I201 inline body harness. Let me unplug this, see if there's any crosses or anything like that. So I really think it's a bad ECM, just sending corrupt data. So let me disconnect that I201, see if we see anything. Okay, so the connector is disconnected. Don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, we'll connect it back up and yeah, let me connect that back up and see if we can get the ECM for this car. Come on. Okay, so I'm connecting my scope to TIPM. C10, C2 are the wires. Connector C. This is the pattern I'm getting. It's right there. So getting good signal, good data packets, but why is it see this right there? So let me disconnect the ECM, see if this goes away. Probably not, but let's see. Okay, ECM disconnected. Let's pause it. Still have the same thing. Okay, so let me connect the ECM and take my cables out. Yeah, my gut feeling is it's just corrupt data is being sent. So we'll get the ECM ordered, and then once ECM is in and programmed, we'll look for the ASD sensing circuit. So yeah, I think this is it for the video. You connect the ECM back in. Let's play it. Yeah, I'm not sure why system's fussing about ECM. So like I said, probably corrupt data is just ECM sending out according to the fault, and according to a flow chart, it is pointing toward ECM as well. Let's see if we can too many tabs. Down. See P0600. So look for any shift. I tried looking, I didn't see anything. Corrosion pins are fine. There's no bulletins out there. Hit no, and it just tells you to replace PCM and program it. So yeah, we'll order the PCM, we'll program it, and then we'll see if the car starts or not. So there might be a part 2 coming up. Alright, so this is it for the video.